Welcome to class. My name is Dr. Franchino. Feel free to address me as Rob in any email correspondence or correspondence that we have in class. I'm looking forward over the next few weeks of sharing our thoughts, ideas, research, and writing about our topic of study. The purpose of this video is twofold. One, I want to share with you some philosophical beliefs that I have as an instructor. And two, I'd like to share with you some pragmatic components of the class that will help you be more successful in the future as we progress through the course. Some philosophical beliefs in an online class. I've been teaching online classes for quite some time, and I've actually had the opportunity to develop some online courses. And one of my goals as an instructor is have you learn from me how to learn without me when I'm not present. Obviously, in an online course, the instructor isn't there all the time, and I want you to embrace the notion of owning your own learning so you can learn at a high level based on the information that's in the course and the information that I give you. And again, it's the notion of you owning your own learning and keeping the rigor and the expectations high in the online course. Obviously, I want you to grow your understanding of our area of study, and we're going to do that by having high expectations for research and writing. As we do that, I feel it's going to better prepare you to become a leader, and obviously better prepare you to become a better graduate student in the future. Some pragmatic components of the course. If you notice, the course is broken down into every week there's a discussion. There's a few research papers. It's not inundated with research papers because I feel the discussion is a very strong part of this course. 8 to 10, 12, 15 people in the class, if we're all working together and developing citations, we can bring a richness to that content area that we're discussing. So I want to be sure that you're looking at that sample post so you can see how I want them responded with research-based approaches. That brings a deep richness to our discussion board. I want you to respond to at least 2 classmates each week, and as you respond to those classmates, please start it with their first name and then the correspondence below it. That will allow us to more easily delineate out who's speaking to who in a discussion board. I suggest that you create your discussion responses in Word and then cut and paste them and put them into the online class. This allows you to have a copy of your response. If anything should happen, you can always repost it if need be. I may ask you a corollary question of your discussion response, just as if we were in a traditional class. I may ask you to respond deeper and maybe ask you to synthesize or analyze something that you posted. I would expect you to respond to my question. It does not need to be a deep response. A couple answers, a couple sentences of your opinion as to my question will be sufficient. Again, but I want you to know that I will read and will ask corollary questions to many of the discussion posts throughout the week. Writing expectations. Again, I did provide a sample discussion post in the announcements for you to take a look at. You can also take a look at journal articles. You can also take a look at dissertation chapters. If you take a look at Bloom's taxonomy, Bloom Levels 3 of synthesis, analysis, and evaluation, that's similar to the writing that we're looking at in a course of this level. Scholarly citations and scholarly writing. The internet is a very good teaching and learning tool. At the same time, simple Google searches is probably not a good approach at a course of this level. The university has provided us the online resources with the library. There's a difference between popular content versus scholarly content. Scholarly content you're going to find usually in .gov, .org, and .edu websites. The announcements. I will post things often in the announcements. I call them tools for your toolbox. They may be articles, they may be handouts, they may be information to support what we have looked at or what we are looking at. Feel free to cite those in your papers if you feel fit, if you see fit. The announcements, they will be posted in the class, and I will also email them to every student, so you'll get them in 2 ways. Be sure you're reading and reviewing all the content that I share with you in the announcements. Again, it'll help augment your course of study, and it'll help underscore some of the points that we're talking about in the course. Grading. I have very high expectations for grading. I encourage you and I ask you to submit your very best work. I truly believe our greatest learning occurs when we're most challenged, and challenging yourself to be the best scholar you can be takes time. I'm often asked as an instructor, well, Dr. Franchino, how do I get an A in the course? I've specifically defined that out in the announcement calling grading. It's called grading criteria for papers and discussion boards. An A is reserved for a student who is outstanding in all areas of writing, research, and content in papers and a discussion board. It's not just about posting content, but it's about posting quality content, and quality content takes time. If you have any questions ever about grading, feel free to give me a holler or a phone call and I can talk you through it. As we close the video today, I want you to know that I'm always available to chat. Feel free to always contact me if you have any questions. It's important that in an online course, I try to make it as personable as possible, and I'm in the course a lot. Always feel free to send me an email, drop me a phone call, send me a text if you have questions. I want to make sure that we're communicating thoroughly in the course in the next few weeks. The nice thing about this video is if you missed anything, you can go back and replay it and re-listen to it. I'm very much looking forward to working with you over the next few weeks. I'll see you in the discussion board. Bye.